list, how should they start with thinking about what their community should be?
Man, it's a big question, Strick. When it comes to community, I think if you're a content creator, you need to start thinking of community. I mean, you just need to look around. There are a ton of platforms out there that are just being built strictly for building community. There's Slack, there's all of these platforms, and that's not because it's just by chance or coincidence. It's because it is the next thing that people are finding that they need for their business, right? Whether you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur, whether you represent a brand like me and Doc, community is very important. I think I heard it before. Somebody said like your community is your moat, right? To your castle. It'll guard you from your competitors, right? Like all of the different platforms, all of the different services. You've got guys that will teach you how to use Ecamm, guys that will teach you how to or do graphic design or website design for you or whatever your business is. There's going to be competitors out there. The one of the main key things that people will choose you over somebody else is the connection to you or your brand, right? And so community is a big part of that. So, first thing you got to do is you got to be curious. You got to stay curious about who your audience is. You got to you just got to be curious. And sometimes that's natural. Sometimes it's, you got to try a little harder than most,
Right.
but you got to be curious about people and, what's their pain points. You got to be curious about them. And the other thing is that you got to care about the people that you're serving. It's just natural. Like you have to. If you're building a community to be the person, the star of your show, the star of your channel or your business, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really hard because people
Good
are
advice.
your audience is also self-centric. It's just human nature, right? They're
Right.
self-centric. And so they're going to come to your community looking to see how you're going to serve them. What's the benefit of them being there? And so Doc does this very well for his community, for Ecamm. People there, they're getting so much benefit. They're getting more than probably what they're giving, right? And so it's very important. So I think those two things to start off, if you're building a community, the platforms, there's so many different platforms out there. That's a huge conversation, but just the mindset of building a community. Don't build it to make, an extension or, like replace your email list. Don't do that, right? Don't do that. Build it, ask questions, and then be a connector, which